Hey guys, Pastor Joseph Bianco. I'm going to do something a little bit different today. I'm hoping to do a vlog, kind of coupled with Psalm 37. I just said supplemented with Psalm 37, and just also share some prayer requests. I think it's important for leaders to also ask for prayer. So I'm going to ask you to pray for me at the end. Before I do that, would you consider liking, commenting, subscribing? It's the red button below. It helps us to get this word out to others. Appreciate that. So let me begin here with a bit of personal history. I have two autoimmune diseases. I have ulcerative colitis and sarcoidosis. And if you're wondering what an autoimmune disease is where your body attacks itself. Your immune system thinks various parts of your body is an invader and it attacks those parts of the body. So ulcerative colitis, it attacks the colon, and sarcoidosis mainly is in the lungs, which is very scary right now with COVID-19. So that kind of gets me to that point. How am I doing with this? I'll say that, it is scary. It's been hard for me. You see, COVID-19 is bad just for about anybody, and some healthy people have died because of it, but people like me with compromised immune systems, our immune systems don't react normally. When we get sick, we get really sick, and so for me, it's not just an illness, it's possibly deadly. So, by God's grace, I've been protected in my mind for whatever reason. Through that, I've been able to sleep. It's been on my mind, but I think I've been able to come to the Lord in prayer. I've been concerned, with other people in my life as well, with the elderly, like my grandmother and certain people in our church that I'm concerned for. But one thing that I think has been helpful with me, and this kind of brings me to Psalm 37, is this is a reflection that has helped me deal with suffering through these diseases and through this time. So let me read this for you. It's Psalm 37. I'll put it on the screen. This is the word of the Lord, Psalm 37, verses 1 to 5. Fret not yourself because of evildoers. Be not envious of wrongdoers, for they will soon fade like the grass and wither like the green herb. Trust in the Lord and do good. Dwell in the land and befriend faithfulness. Delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart. Commit your way to the Lord. Trust in Him, and He will act. This is the word of the Lord. So why is Psalm 37 encouraging to me? Well, for one reason, if you've ever been sick or you've ever suffered, it can be hard to look at other people being so healthy, so prosperous, and feel envious. And what's encouraging here is the psalmist clearly says, fret not yourself because of evildoers, be not envious of wrongdoers. And why? And the reason is, verse 3, trust in the Lord and do good. Delight yourself in the Lord and He'll give you the desires of your heart. So this is not saying that God is a genie, that if we just rub the lamp, He gives us whatever we want. But what He is saying is that if we trust Him, if our hearts are aligned with His, then He will give us perhaps our greatest desires, our most true desires. Not just what we want, what is best for us. That He'll abide with us. So I've taken comfort in that. Verse 5, commit your way to the Lord, trust in Him, and He will act. Later on in the psalm, it'll talk about waiting on the Lord. So if you've ever found yourself suffering, or if you've ever found yourself, particularly with an illness, I hope that this passage would also be an encouragement to you. Now, there are some good things that have happened since COVID-19 for me. I've certainly had more time with my family. I have actually been more healthy because my kids, were their little kids, 1 and 3, and At that age, they just carry a lot of germs, but because they've been inside, they haven't been able to contract germs, which means I've been healthier. So that's been good. I've been encouraged by our church's response. I have been overwhelmed with their graciousness and their willingness to help the least and the most vulnerable amongst us. And lastly, making this video has actually given me a sense of rhythm, and I bet you can feel the lack of rhythm in your day if you've been disrupted, if you're home. Going just through the Word with you, it's been encouraging to me. Lastly, let me offer some prayer requests, ways you can pray for me. Please pray for my health. Please pray I don't get this disease. It really could be very bad if I do. Please pray for the elderly people in my life, like my grandmother, but also for all the elderly in our church and for the vulnerable around us. Please pray for our government officials that they would make wise choices, and for the gospel, that the gospel would advance even in this time. Lastly, let me know how I can pray for you. If you want to leave a comment, I will pray for that. I'd love to hear from you. Or if you'd love to comment and just tell me how you're doing in COVID-19, I would really enjoy interacting with you in the comment section. So feel free to put a comment down there, and I appreciate your time with me today. Pray that the Lord would bless you and keep you, that you'd seek to love God and to love your neighbor as yourself.